Yeah. Um, 8 minutes.
I think without sound.
And now, can you hear us?
Yeah, but very echo.
No echo now, I think. Si tu fermes
Okay.
ton parleur.
It's done.
And now, can you hear us?
It takes away. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh, come on.
All right. So we will have a recording normally. So should be okay. That's, technical difficulty. But we have had a very, very nice conversation over here in the room. So, but sorry for all the people who show us, who are attending live. We'll work on the recording and try and hope that the recording will have some sound on it.
Yeah, otherwise I think
Let's start again.
Maybe we can, we were dealing about SBOM. So let's start on SBOM.
Yes.
On the fact that SBOM was missing within Microcks and made a huge amount of improvement. And SBOM was requested by some of the biggest adopters. You may know that in the US for governmental entities and so on, it's just mandatory for any open source projects. So now it's available on Microcks for all the Microcks images, and we'll improve that again on the main repo, on the code itself, and so on.
Yes,
provide
exactly.
SBOM for everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
So at the moment it's just SBOM for the images, but you know that when you are packaging stuff, you are losing some information on the way.
Yeah.
And we are looking at providing the same thing at the code level. So typically for Java artifacts, for Node.js artifacts and Go artifacts as well. So it will come in the coming weeks, I hope.
And right now you are generating it from the image using Swift.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is a very cool open source project.
As well. Yes, it is. So vulnerabilities, signature, salsa provenance, and SBOM. So now everything is available and open to you for checking the way you want, integrated into your tool. So very easy to do so.
And clearly that's really bring Microcks at the cutting edge of all the security stuff we can do and provide as an open source project, which is great. And I guess, and I hope that it will help us to level up within the CNCF, because that's an objective, and security is a hot topic.
Yeah. And one thing I can show you as well is that, yes, software supply chain is really important regarding the outcome, the output, what you are providing to the community. But one thing that is really important is, I would say, how you're doing stuff also internally. You know, what is the magic behind building
There's a lot of magic.
There's a lot of magic. And there is also a nice CNCF tool that is also available for checking this out. That is called CLO Monitor. Don't know if you heard about it, Vincent.
No.
So CLO Monitor is not really attached to the outcome and the artifacts we are providing, but much more on the way you are doing it. Okay. So basically, it is checking best practice, open sources, best practice among the projects. So on documentation, on license management. Security, there is a part around security, best practice on how you manage the community.
Yeah, so at very high level.
Yeah, very high level, but how you are communicating, what kind of meetings you are doing with the community.
It's also soon when you do community meetings.
Exactly.
Yeah. We are losing points.
We don't graded. This kind of stuff. And so we have also worked a lot on this, and you can see that if it's sort by highest score first, and we are closest to the top here, right here, and now have a mark of 96 with all the different repos being analyzed regarding those stuff. And so we have also made let's say big efforts on providing much more information on how things are done internally. So it should help also community members, it should help contributors to onboard the project. But yeah, tell us what you think about it.
And if you come back to the previous screen, we are on number 10, but you didn't tick CNCF, which means it's all the project within, you can see. So which means we are number 10 on more than 200 CNCF products.
Yeah.
And we didn't took the easy path, because if you check, most of the projects have done all this check on a single repo.
Okay. And you have a lot of them.
We decided to add all the Microcks repos, which is 18 repos today. So that was a huge amount of work. We are working on that for the latest 4 months, to be honest. And we would like, again, to improve this scoring as higher as we can. But that's a massive investment from the community to make it happen. And so cool that we have been able to reach, let's say, this level, because that's, again, to ensure that the adopters and the community is really taking care about security, reliability, what we name the health of the product.
Good. Yeah, that's impressive. And I think it deserves a round of applause. Thanks.
Thank you. And we will communicate on that more. I think we should write and advertise it more.
Yeah, totally.
At the beginning of the year, next year. Yeah.
And you see, typically one thing that is still missing in security part is SBOM, but because here it's just considering the SBOM at the source code level.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
full
at the image level, it's already done that we saw previously.
Yeah.
okay, so yeah. Try to just grab some more points here and to improve stuff. So I think that's it. That's all I have regarding, let's say, supply chain security.
Yeah, and just maybe because people who are contributing to the product may have noticed, but we also are doing a lot of unit tests, code smell, everything, and we are using tooling from CNCF for that. So that's moving on top of what we used to do for years. And again, security and code smell is very, very important.
Okay, so
cool.
I'm not monitoring the chat today. That's why also maybe we didn't see that
there
was no sound. But
it's not easy to be live and also check on.
Yeah, because I've done that
earlier.
I wanted to check earlier, but you told me it's good to can check.
Yeah, because usually we are doing that on the laptop. Here we have a very nice setup with video and
we improve for next time.
Room,
next one will be better.
Yeah. Okay. Next topic, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So my third topic for today is about a question that was coming around and around the past months. As you said, as you may know, Microcks is very modular. It's very flexible in a way to use it, and so typically we started to have questions about users who wanted to start but don't know where to start and what kind of users of personnel they should target first.
Yeah, onboarding is a really tough topic for any project. It's difficult to find the right path.
How to deploy Microcks? I mean,
because usually you have different ways.
Versatile,
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So because onboarding API owners is not really the same that onboarding developers. Also, if you take care about the kind of infrastructure you're deploying on, it's not the same. The way to deploy it is not the same. So
lots of different paths.
Exactly. So
AI. You need an AI bot.
We need a
Totally. What are you doing?
Maybe
we have one, but just for generating examples. So far.
That's a good start.
It's very useful. Yeah.
And so we try to have some advanced discussion with some advanced adopters that have a lot of maturity on that, and trying to put things together and trying to identify, let's say, the main patterns on how to deploy this and what could be benefits, the concerns of each way of doing things. And so we put together this document that is called deployment topologies or deployment pattern. That is, yes, an explanation on where to deploy it, which personas to target, and yes, just providing here what we are seeing on the field and trying to give as much information as possible to make your own decision.
And it's totally human written. No AI involved.
No AI
That's
involved.
impressive.
Yes. Just primarily, to be honest, to fix some typos, but yeah.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't count. It's okay, it's all right.
And so typically we have identified 4 big patterns, okay, and wanted to make them highlight and explaining you the different pro and cons on different ones. So typically we have detailed things about one first pattern that is called the global centralized instance. Most of the time, I would say that 80% of the time, most of people are starting with this. Okay, so one instance that is shared among different teams.
That's also how the project has started years and years ago.
Exactly.
Fully Kubernetes oriented, centralized deployment.
Yes, always up and running instance that is considered as the source of truth for all the different projects. But these last years, you know that we've done some big evolutions of Microcks to allow to have this shifting left approach. And so we are now seeing this new pattern that's called local instances. So typically developers that just are using it using Docker Compose or directly integrated into their IDE or unit test using dev containers or test containers as well. So that allows them to have a very quick feedback loop. Exactly. With benefits, but also concerns. You know, everything is about trade-off. And so we started also to see nice, let's say, intermediary solutions with what we called process scoped instance, you know, some kind of very ephemeral instances of Microcks that may be just installed and used during a few minutes, maybe a few days, just for example, for a QA campaign or for a performance testing campaign.
Okay, so maybe in the scope of a pull request, for example.
Typically, yes.
Okay.
Typically, so basically, it's a short-lived Microcks instances that is very customized for a specific use case. So it could be a project-related use case or a QA or performance testing related use case. But these are short-lived instances. And we also started to see at some other people what we called for the moment regional instances. So, and this comes typically from users like Laurent Rodier that had started a long time ago with Microcks, but start struggling with too many APIs that has to be managed by too many different people, too many teams. And so they starting, let's say, to, you know, divide and conquer stuff.
Right.
So segregating stuff maybe by different teams or by many different functional domains or application, whatever you want. And starting to, dissociate things between, regional stuff and then having some kind of promotion process to a centralized instance where maybe you only keep the public APIs, the one that should be shared and seen throughout the whole organization. So that's typically the 4 big patterns we are seeing now at the moment. And obviously, because Microcks is wonderful, modular, flexible, whatever you want, you can also mix them together. And we try to provide this into what we call the Microcks at scale approach. So typically, it is a all-together approach where we are explaining how you can combine them to just keep all the benefits and remove all the concerns or the things that could be difficult if you just adopt one pattern. So so it's just very, very fresh stuff. I think I finished it 2 days ago. So
we have just started to present it to some biggest adopters and clearly check it out and provide feedback. But this is, and especially the big picture, it's not coming, let's say, only from what we are thinking about. It's clearly what the biggest adopters like and do today. And the fact that they can combine all this way to use Microcks is very, very efficient.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing also, so we're really eager to have your feedback on this, and maybe if you have seen some of those patterns that make you successful in your deployment, we'd really like to help us sharing this and maybe adding this to the catalog. But one thing that is also really important, and some people haven't noticed, is that some weeks ago or months ago, we worked on what we call the different personas that may be interested in Microcks. And that is the page that is not that much checked by people who are looking at the documentation, but that's worth having a look. So we try to make the association between deployment topologies, deployment patterns, and the kind of personas you are targeting. And it's worth having a look at it. So typically we detailed what kind of benefits could bring Microcks to API owners, to developers, to QA people, but also to platform engineers that are looking for, as you said, Vincent, and I think it's one of your concerns, providing testing environments, even ephemeral or much more long-lived environments. So could be of interest to check it out also, to have this cross-cutting view of deployment topologies plus target personas.
And again, this is part of the documentation, the website. Feel free to contribute. Everything is open as usual. And we'll be very happy to have feedback from, people who are struggling with one of those points or disagree as well. Just tell us what you think about it. And if you have any new definition, new thing to add, to just create an issue or create a PR, more than welcome.
Yeah.
That's very cool, because we have had a lot of questions on those points. And honestly, being able to write it down, we hope that it can help some of the biggest organizations, let's say, to maybe explain as well internally within the organization what Microcks can provide and for who within big organizations, which is, most of the adopters of Microcks are quite big organizations, let's say. We love startup as well. Everybody's welcome. And by the way, that could be the transition for maybe close to the end of this meeting regarding the adopter list, because we have had some new entries these latest weeks.
Okay.
And it's also maybe a way to remind as a reminder that it's important for us to showcase who is using Microcks. So if you are using Microcks and you are still not listed within the adopter list, please do appear on this one. That's very important for us, again, to level up within the CNCF. And for these latest weeks, we've been very happy to have Traffic and Emil, which is a CTO of Traffic, who just shared the fact that they have built their sandbox service solution by using Microcks as a backend service. Same for API quality. They have updated the entry and provided more description, because we know them for quite a while, and they have their own solution and product, and they are using Microcks again as a backend service for mocking, which is quite amazing. That means that we are quite reliable for products who, let's say, who monetize their services and solution to help organization on API development lifecycle. And last but not least, because it has been updated yesterday, Bancopan, we know them for a while, and thanks a lot to Renan and all the team, because they've been able to validate within their organization the fact that they can be listed publicly. So it's quite a big bank in Brazil, and very, very happy to have some people from LATAM. We are trying to grow, starting to grow a lot in APAC and LATAM. It's quite impressive, and very, very happy to have people, let's say, who just spread the word and showcase to everybody that they rely on Microcks. That's very cool.
And Yes, makes me think that Bank Open has a really nice use case because, and they have detailed it in a Medium blog post.
Yes.
You should link it here. So they have a really nice use case because the way they are provisioning Kafka clusters and topics is very specific to their own way of doing stuff. And so they've done a nice integration of our own internal events, typically triggered using AWS Lambda, this kind of stuff, to propagate some stuff to their Kafka broker. So typically when you are, for example, uploading a new async API file into Microcks, they are capturing the internal events and translating things into creating new topics, new partitions, and so on onto their Kafka infrastructure, thanks to AWS Lambda. So very nice use case, and also really showcase how flexible we are and where you can just plug in if you want to integrate stuff with your own workflows.
And again, how flexible Microcks is to interact with all the stuff which we are using.
Stop selling the solution.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is we are not selling needs. It's just adopters who are just sharing the way they are using us, which is great. And you're right, Laurent. We may, put a blog post which was very, very nice. And maybe see if we can update it. So we'll check with Bank Open.
For now, yes. Okay.
Good.
And I think that's it for today.
Yeah, so sorry for the part of this meeting. You saw us eating croissant, but you didn't hear anything, so sorry for that. We'll try to make it better next time, and we'll see.
So you'll have to come back.
Our pleasure. And thanks again, because you may have not noticed, especially if you've not been here at the beginning, we are hosted at Ubisoft headquarters. Thanks again to Vincent. Amazing facilities, amazing venue. And let's close this community meeting, and we'll see regarding the recording. But I guess you may only see some pictures at the beginning of the recording. So we're gonna take care about that next time more carefully.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Have a nice day.
Goodbye.
Have a nice day. See you soon.
Bye-bye, guys.